Hey Risen King fam, welcome back to The Regular. It wasn't on The Regular during Christmas break, but now we're back, and we hope you all had amazing Christmas, amazing New Year, celebrating with family, friends, loved ones. And I want to introduce you to one of our family and friends here at Risen King, Miss Allison Collins.
Hi, I'm Allison. My husband Chad and I attend church here. We've been here for the last year. We've been in Redding for about 5 years. We have 2 kids, Ethan and Ella. They both attend church here too and are involved. Also our son-in-law Quinn, can't forget him. And we're just happy to be here and excited to be a part of the body here. I also work here in the office. So yeah.
Allison does all the things. And a fun fact about Allison, we have a studio that's on the side of our house, and her daughter Ella and Quinn live there, and they take care of our kids sometimes. They're doing it in a couple of weeks, so pray for them as they... What's funny, I always think about when we get really loud, I'm like, they can probably hear us right now, and so knowing they're about to watch the kids in a couple of days, they're like bracing for impact, like here we come. But anyways, we love Allison and Chad and the whole Collins family, and we're just so glad you're here today. We are going to dive into the topic today is really going off of Sunday's sermon, which is typically what we do. Was so good. I've heard so much feedback from the message on Sunday. It was one of those that you found yourself saying like, so good, amen, over and over, because you're just like, yes, I needed to hear this. It was such a great way to kick off the year. And it really started and is all through Psalm 23, which is such a beautiful and powerful psalm. There's so many good truth bombs and nuggets in there that really, I feel like the Holy Spirit can reveal to you, each of us personally, something different. So we're going to start by just reading that psalm.
Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
So good. So good. When I pulled mine open this morning, and I underlined in my Bible. Do you? Are you one that hates that? Okay. I underlined and I had, he refreshes my soul. And honestly, the first thing that stuck out to me this morning, which was a little different than on Sunday, was realizing how many things I go to when I need a soul refreshing besides him. Mm-hmm. Like that, you've kind of like you get in those modes sometimes where you're just like, I need a nap, or I need a break, or I need to watch a show, I need to go for a walk. And sometimes I'm just like, oh, he is actually the most refreshing thing. And I need to just talk to him, ask him. It's actually super cute. Our kids got baptized on Sunday, and we went out to dinner last night and asked them, we were like, how are you? We tried to celebrate it. So we're like, how are you feeling? And our little 8-year-old Chloe was like, I'm talking to him so much more now. Aww. Like just all throughout the day. Like I ask him questions all day long now. And she's like at school, but I'm like, how cool that she's like in that constant connection and communion, and really realizing, wow, I'm needing refreshing when I'm disconnected from him. And though I try to go to this or that and thinking this is going to bring me refreshing, it's like, he refreshes me. Like talk to him, ask him and maybe he leads you to say, yeah, why don't you go take a nap? But I want to always get my brain back to, he's the one who brings me the most refreshing.
Yeah.
What sticks out to you or anything?
Well, I was just going to say, I tend to, when I feel like I need my soul refreshed, I tend to go to a self-help book or something that I've read before, or something that I think I just need to learn something new, or but really I think it's just sitting with the Lord. And I think the first thing for me, like for him to refresh my soul, is I always think like, what's my honest feelings right now? Like to actually sit before him and say like, I don't trust you right now, or I'm tired, or I'm exhausted, or I don't know what you want me to do, or and so like I always try to start with like that honesty. In order to like feel God refresh my soul, I need to first know, like, let's just be honest of where I'm at. Yes. And then from that I can just give that to him. I can lay that at his feet and then just let him take it from there.
That's so good. Which that in itself is like such a barrier for some people, where we get stuck thinking, oh, I can't be that honest with God, which this is literally David's writing, which if you read through the Psalms, he's so honest. Like he said, he bears it all the time. Like, where are you? Sometimes you're thinking, this is so dramatic, David, but you're like, oh, this is me. Like I get there too. When you're like in despair or not trusting or questioning or exhausted or fearful or anxious, like to be able to just pour it all out, be self-aware, and then be able to bring that to the Lord and be like, okay, where are we at? Where am I at? Can you help me?
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Awesome. Another thing I wanted to just go back to, on Sunday, Cole broke down the 3 things that shepherds do. And he said the first one was that they defend us. And so God being our good shepherd, he defends us. But so often, as Cole was talking about, we go to this like self-protection, self-preservation, where we don't even allow him to shepherd us. We don't allow him to be God and to hold us and protect us and give us those barriers. We are the ones thinking, I have to do this, or I have to run and hide. Have you seen this show up in your life in this way of like self-preservation, self-protection?
Yeah, I think all the time that's kind of my default. I want to defend myself. I want to protect myself. It's a big lesson that I've had to learn over the last few years is it's okay to allow the Lord to be my defender, but back to the point of trusting that he'll even doing that and being honest and say, I don't trust that you'll defend me in front of these people, or I am like struggling to believe that you're going to, defend me, to
protect me.
Yeah.
Okay. The second thing Cole shared about what shepherds do is tell us no. Capital N, capital O, exclamation point. They tell us no. He tells us no. Were you raised in a household that you had boundaries where it was like, this is your yard, this is where you can go? Or was it kind of like a free for all?
Yeah, no, I was definitely raised in the church with boundaries, lots of rules, lots of no's.
Yeah. So you're like, I had the shepherding of this is the way to go.
Yes.
I think for some seasons of life, when you realize like, oh, wow, I don't have strong boundaries, then you actually come to cherish the no's, like cherish somebody protecting you. Like I remember at one point in my life, like asking for permission for something when I was a young teenager that I was like, I didn't have my own no. So I was hoping that this ask would then protect me. And realizing, oh, wow, protection is actually love, and protection in a no is actually healthy boundaries, is such a thing that should be comforting. And so when you look in Psalm 23, David literally says, your rod and your staff, they comfort me, which when you think of what a rod and a staff do for a herd, it's not the comfort. You think it's the no, it's the discipline. Yeah. But you're like, oh, wow, actually that comforts me, that knowing that you are the one who knows what's best for me and you're leading me, you're guiding me. I don't have to do it all myself. That's a narrative that we get so stuck in, of just thinking I have to do it all on my own.
Yeah.
And realizing, nope, we don't have to. He's going to lead us and guide us. He's going to shepherd us, and he's going to show us where there's a no, and that we can trust that.
Yeah. I think too, like, trusting the character of the person who's shepherding you or giving you your nose. So being able to, I don't know why trust just keeps coming up for me. I mean, the Lord is our shepherd, makes me think like, do I trust his character to shepherd me? And I thought, I do have like one example that my son-in-law had told Ella before she was his first girlfriend. And she asked him, didn't you want to date in high school? And he said, yes, but my parents asked me to trust them.
Wow.
And I knew that I could trust them. I knew that what they were telling me was for my best, for my good. And so he trusted them, and he didn't date until he got to college and he met Ella and they got married.
Wow.
But I just remember hearing that and thinking, oh my gosh, you trusted. So they obviously had enough, I don't know.
They had proven that they were
trustworthy. And he trusted their character. He knew he could trust their character.
That's amazing.
And I always think that's such a beautiful example.
Oh, that is. It's a beautiful picture of knowing that you can put your trust. Wow. That's awesome. The third thing that Cole shared was that the shepherd keeps us close to the herd. And this one is so good. And I think it's something we focus on, obviously, in church so much here at Risen King, is that you need to be in community. You need to be with believers and like-minded people. That famous quote I always think of that says, like, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Or you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. Yeah. And so realizing that in this season, in this year too, saying, God, would you help me stay close to the herd and not isolate and go into this total thing by myself, which when we're in a season of needing shepherded, it's so easy to be like, I don't want to do this. I want to go over here by myself. But to say, God, show me who I'm doing life with and help me stay close to community, which is so beautiful with what we're doing too with home teams and grow teams right now, which Allison's helping a ton with. So if you're involved in home teams and grow teams, you'll get to know Allison at some level. But that's why we're doing it too, is we want to grow together.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to show up and sit next to somebody or, but to actually say, no, we're going to grow together and let the shepherd us together through this season is such a powerful thing.
Yeah. Isolation goes back to that self-preservation.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to protect myself, or if you've had church hurt before, you tend to want to, I don't really want to connect, or I just want to come on Sunday and then I want to leave. I don't actually want to join a home group. I don't actually want to join a grow group because that brings more opportunity to get hurt or whatever, but it also brings opportunity to grow. I think in all relationships, there's an opportunity to get hurt and to grow and to learn, and it's all and.
It's true. I just talked to somebody the other day who that was one of their things for 2025 was they were like, I'm just letting people back in. And so that's very real. And we don't want to act like it's not, where if you have actually been burnt by somebody recently or last year and you're like, man, this is so hard to put trust. But I think also knowing you're trusting the Lord, you're saying, Lord, I'm being open. Can you shepherd me? Can you show me how far to go in my transparency and vulnerability so that I can still feel safe, but that I know I'm taking steps? And so I think that's really, really powerful and beautiful.
Yeah. And I think too, like, it's knowing that we can trust. If he calls us to be in community, can we trust his character?
So good. Yep.
And if we can, amazing, we're growing. And if we can't, let's ask why.
Finding the root of what's going on deeper.
And then laying that at his feet and saying, but I know this is what you're calling me to, so I'm going to trust you and I'm going to make one step. Maybe not commit to, a whole year of home groups, but maybe an 8-week grow team.
Right. Oh, that's so good. So true. Just take baby steps.
Yeah.
Little bits of better. And
build
so what
your
is
trust.
that? Yeah. Building it. That's so good. Awesome. Well, as we wrap up, I don't know about you, but I found myself literally Monday morning thinking about the question Cole ended with, which was, are you allowing him to shepherd you? Or is there an area of your life? A lot of times we can compartmentalize. We're like, Lord, have it all. But then you're like, but accept this thing over here. So is there an area of your life where you're not allowing him to shepherd you? Or what truly is shepherding you in that area? And he gave so many good examples. I remember the fear being one for sure, which Psalm 23 goes right into, where it's saying, like, David's declaring, I will fear no evil because you're with me. So realizing the shepherd is with you, so we don't have to fear. But we can see where that is dictating areas of our lives or belief systems. I found myself so many times saying, yes, this is so good, because it's such a mindset shift. When he said that the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing, but we feel like we're living in the land of lack when you really aren't. It's because you're not allowing the Lord to be your shepherd. Yeah. So powerful. The other example he gave with, is he shepherding you, is realizing like so much of it is comparison shepherding you, where you're like, he said Instagram, TikTok, where you're looking at things and you're thinking, oh, I lack so much, or I'm so in need and I'm so desperate because I'm looking at what somebody else has versus what does the Lord have for me in this season. So I think taking an inventory of saying, what is actually shepherding you in this season? What are you leaving behind that has shepherded you? You're like, okay, I'm done with that. And Lord, I do truly give you this and lay this at your feet. Yeah.
And I think just at the beginning of the year to just taking inventory of what am I allowing to shepherd me? Taking the time to sit and think about the things in your life or the things that you tend to turn to, whether it's fear or social media, just all the things. What am I allowing to shepherd me?
That's so good.
And just taking inventory of that and sitting before the Lord with it and saying, I want you to shepherd these areas. Help me.
Yes, that's so good. So if you're a journaler and you're taking it out and you're like having some time with the Lord and writing it out and listening to him, or if you're just on a walk and you're asking God and he's speaking to you, I think the next challenge would be to actually share it with somebody. So, and maybe you're in a home group right now because you've kept going and you're watching this, so you can take turns in a circle sharing with people. But whether you're alone or in a group, it's just so important when we actually share what God's speaking to us and what we're feeling either convicted of or challenged in or inspired to do, and we can share it with somebody. It helps us to actually walk it out. So let's do that.
Yeah.
It keeps us close to the herd. It's saying, okay, Lord, I'm going to take that step to be transparent about what has been shepherding me and how I want to give you all of my life and all space, and not hold off these little compartments, but say, God, I want you to shepherd me in all things.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, this is a wrap. We'll see you next week.